Hey everybody, welcome to another Jersey Shore review. This is season 7, episode 14. Why did Sammy do the TikTok? Why did you do the TikTok? Sammy is all happy to be invited to the Jets game, and Sammy wants to know why Angelina keeps bringing this up. And then Angelina's like, oh, I think I should be on the deed of the house. And then Angelina wants to leave the room just because you want to know what happened with the TikTok. Like, let's move on to that. Let's move on from that because you have done a lot of ish too. Okay, like let's move on. Like nothing is getting resolved here, and I have never heard TikTok be said so much in a 2 episode period because they did it last week and they're doing it this week. Like it's too much. And then I what happened to Nicole? Like did she just not decide to come on this trip? I think that's what happened because she was not there at all. And Polly actually forgot that Ronnie was even coming. And their boyfriends, well, technically fiancés now because Sammy did get engaged a couple months ago. But we're just gonna say agreed that they should both move on, like coexist and move on. And Sammy thought they were friends. Sammy keeps saying, that is what I was doing. I just want to coexist with her because clearly nothing is getting solved. And I don't know why we needed so many episodes to just figure this out when we could have just moved on from this and kept it going. And their fiancés are in the confessional talking like, yeah, your girl, my girl, they just need to coexist and move forward because ain't nothing good coming out of this or nothing. So Mike calls the guru because he's like, oh, all this is going on, we need help right now. Sammy was shocked to hear from her boo that he actually talked to Vinny 2.0 because she was like, oh, you talked to him? Okay. And then Vinny 2.0 just said they both don't need to talk anymore. So then they both go back to the room again. Mind you, I thought that we weren't going to see them no more doing this. But they go back to the room and Sammy says not calling a truce.
I told her, yes, I walk out.
So we're just gonna.
I'm not calling a truce for her behavior. I'm not just letting it go. Every action that these do, I
Personally, it's been 5 episodes already. Somebody needs to move on already. Like, let's move on. Let's talk about something else. Let's stop talking about this. Like, let's stop. They agree to squash it. It's like, when a kid apologizes for something and they do it anyway. That's basically what Angelina was doing. She was basically saying, okay, but TikTok, okay, but TikTok. Like, let's stop talking about TikTok already. And Vinny finally made it. And, Vinny is so stupid. So he's like, do Angelina know that fan page was probably made from like a 12-year-old in Poland? Like, there's probably some teenagers who just started watching the show, and of course they screenshotted everything, and they wanted to talk some mess. Like, Angelina thinks she could confide in a fan. I mean, a fan gonna use that and spin it to whatever way that they want to. So personally, I think these two need to grow up and stop talking about each other and move on. At least maybe in the season finale, because we'll get to see Nicole and I think they leave Tucson and everything. So we probably won't have to see them keep talking about this. And Paulie loves saying awkward in every moment that he can, because some moments just don't be awkward. You just be wanting to say it personally. Like you just be wanting to say it. And now we're going to the guru. And let me just say, why? Why are we going to the guru? Nobody wants to go to the guru. Like, can we go to a spa? I know none of them wanted to see no kumbaya, kumbaya. Like, we ain't doing no kumbaya. I thought, who planned this vacation again? Oh, yeah, right. It was Mike. Like Mike and Paulie. Like, let's not plan no vacation no more. Let's leave it to Dina because it wasn't very much fun to watch. And then Vinny is so nasty talking about, I've had a spiritual release. It's like, you nasty. Ain't nobody was talking about that. Like personally, wasn't talking about that. And let me just tell you, Mike turned so red, like a freaking tomato. Like, imagine it. Tomato. Him. Beat red. Beat red. Okay. And don't get me started on Thomas Stay. Thomas Stay. he turned red too, and he was like, "If I read it on Reddit, forget it. I like it." Like, sometimes we need to stop consuming things like on Reddit or on TikTok. If somebody says something bad about you, you need to do what he said. If I read it on Reddit, forget it, because ain't nobody care. And he wants them to give each other positive affirmations. So Mike started it first, and he said to Lauren's his wife, he said what he said, and he let out a big screams like, "Dang, we don't have to do all that." And he's so freaking red. And then Jay was like, "Yeah, he's injured the coat. Yeah, like, nah." And then Jenny's like, "I'm not doing all that screaming. I ain't releasing nothing. I like to keep it bottled up inside." Personally, for me, it was very weird to see them all doing all that screaming. Dina was like, "Ah," and Angelina was like, "Ah," like all that is like it was kind of weird. It was kind of weird. And then Vinny, he's a mess. And Sam, so after this little weird excursion, Sam is done and exhausted with this whole situation. Dina thinks that Ron may have a hard time seeing Sam with her new guy Justin because he may still have feelings for her. I don't really think that's the case. I don't know if, like, whenever they come back with, I guess, season 8, will they continue this on? Um will Ronnie and Sammy be able to be in the same place? Cause I know Ronnie ain't thinking that too much of it. It's Sammy. She's like, "Oh, I don't want to be on a vacation with my ex boyfriend. I wouldn't either." It's like weird for them. And then Vinny's like, "I'm ordering for everybody." And Dina's like, "No." Because every time you order for everybody, nobody he orders little food because y'all know he's still on Aikido, and he be ordering little food. So when they did get to the restaurant, Mike ordered all the food. It was like 15 of them in total at the table, and Mike is the right person to order because he orders a lot of food. And then we see Ronnie with his little suitcase. He comes in late, like sort of at the end of the vacation, because I think because next week's the season finale, so they're gonna leave. And then Sam is exhausted from the whole Angelina thing. It's personally written all over her face. All eyes are on Sammy, Ronnie, and Justin. So Ronnie is dabbing it up to everybody, and then unexpectedly, he shakes Justin's hand. Sammy didn't want him to do that, but at the same time, it made the moment less awkward. But of course, Vinny has to come in and make a comment. Every single time. It don't matter what it is. Vinny always has to make a comment. And Ronnie is personally glad that he missed all that drama. And the food always looks good. Like, can I come? So then the set medic comes and we get a story. We get a flashback to 3 weeks ago when they were in Nashville. So Polly was in the middle of a confessional talking about something with Vinny, and then all of a sudden he starts not feeling good. He starts feeling dizzy, and turns out he had a hemorrhoid that registered. Nikki came to where his girlfriend came to where he was and was there for him. But didn't they have that spicy chicken? Maybe it was too much, and maybe that's how he got the hemorrhoid. Thinking back on that, I personally do miss seeing his girlfriend on the show, but I get why. If you follow Nikki on Instagram, they don't really post each other that much. Like, they keep their relationship very private. And sometimes I think that's a good thing to keep your relationship private. And Dina just wants to enjoy the trip. She personally hates the trip. And Paulie's like, Vinny takes any opportunity he can to be a chooch. And, Vinny said this joke about the Christian blood. Like, maybe you should have kept that to yourself because that joke wasn't hitting. And personally, it wasn't that funny. And then he told a joke about Steve Harvey and Family Feud. That wasn't really that funny either. And then Mike, so everybody goes to their rooms or whatever. And, Ronnie, Mike, Polly, and Vinny, they all hang out. But before, Mike had to be a little show off and get his little Versace robe. And, they're all talking. And then Jenny mentions that Angelina's speech to her fiance Vinny sounded like the same speech she gave to her ex-husband. It was really weird. So then the next day, they decide to split up the group. Some of the guys need to get haircuts, and the other side of the group wanted to go to the pool. Dina went to the pool. Who else was there? Jenny, like all the girls went to the pool, and the kids are playing. Meanwhile, Angelina is hoping the girls can accept that she's doing well with Vinny and drop it. I don't think that's going to happen. And Mike thinks Mike wants to let Vinny 2.0 everything that she said, from like looking at the other guys to like wanting her husband's sperm, her ex-husband's sperm, to this and the third. Like, she's been telling all their business, and I think in the next episode it could possibly backfire on her. They probably backfired already, because they probably all watching the show, and who knows if she's still with her fiance right now. I don't know. I don't keep up with that, but I think Mike is going to start something. I can't believe next week is the season finale. For besides from one episode, I did actually get to review the show, so we will see what show they put in their place. If not, we will find something else, because your girl is still on the road to monetization, which y'all will notice I changed the thumbnail. I've been trying to take some advice that was given to me on Threads, so we will see how it works today. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.